This unit is use text formulas. It is the, what are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th unit on advanced formulas, which is part of the Admin Advanced Trail. My name is Jeff Alhadeff. You're welcome to join me as I try to slog my way through this. I didn't mean that adjective. I should have used something different. Work my way through this trail to hopefully become a certified Salesforce admin. If I come across anything that seems confusing, I'll link to it in the description below. And so you could just jump right to that one part, or you could just listen to me as I walk through and think this out loud. Okay, after completing this unit, you'll be able to describe what the text type is, convert text values to or from other data types, describe use cases for formulas using the text type, and create a formula using the text type. Introduction to text and formulas. Sometimes the easiest way to make information in your organization readable at a glance is to show it as text. Formulas that use the text return type can concatenate text values, convert numbers or dates to text, or display text conditionally. I wish we didn't use concatenate in like the opening paragraph. I followed this trail all the way through the beginning, and I'm sort of familiar with spreadsheets, so like I know what this means. Oh well. It's just sort of combining things together, right? Displaying text conditionally. That's also a little bit of a confusing idea. I think we could do better, honestly. Provide a little more context before tossing these terms out to people and assuming that we know what they mean, because if we're really taking somebody from no background to being able to be successful as an admin, this needs to be taught someplace else. And maybe we assume people are familiar with spreadsheets. The simplest thing you can do to concatenate two text strings. I hate text strings. With the operator and. For example, you could display a contextful name by combining the first and last name. First name and last name. And just make sure you add a space in there. When putting text values together, account for necessary spaces. Why did you tell that to me first? So there's strings. It's not string. It's still not string. Don't display as nonsense. Jane Doe is a lot more readable than Jane Doe. Okay, fine. Common text functions and operators. Salesforce comes with many functions and operators that make it easy to work with text and formulas. Using formulas, you can convert other data types to text and concatenate text values together or search for a specific string within a text field. Text field. Grass. Corn. Hay. Soybean. All things that could be fields. There's no such thing as a text field. Unless we're talking about developer jargon. I think I need an afternoon cup of coffee. I'm grouchy. Text converts a percent, number, date, time, pick list, or currency field into text. Text function here returns output without any formatting, commas, or currency signs. For example, a text percent value, if percent value is set to 30, returns a 0.3. Okay, it just turns it into a text value. When text receives a date or date time value, it returns a string. I won't get tired of being frustrated with that word. with standard date or date time formatting. For instance, if date_value corresponds to March 17, 2015, text date value returns 2015-03-17. For date time value, March 17, 2015, 5 p.m., text date time value returns 2015-03-17, 1700 hours, and 00Z. The Z indicates that your time is returned and is in GMT. Always returns datetime value in GMT, not the times of the current user or your organization. You lucky people in Greenwich. You can also convert values the other way using value, which takes a text value and returns a number. If value receives a value that is not a number, including any special characters other than a decimal point or minus negative sign, it displays error. Exclamation point. For example, if text value is $500, value text value returns an error. Value also returns an error if text value is blank. I don't understand that. Convert values the other way using value. What's the other way? Converting to and from text values. Okay, so text does this. It drops out the percent. It also does the same with time. You can also convert values the other way using value. I don't know what the other way is, but it takes a text value and returns a number. Isn't that what we've been doing so far? I don't understand that. Other text functions: begin text, compare text, return true if text begins with compare text. Similarly contains text, compare text, returns true if compare text is anywhere in text. These functions are useful for displaying information conditionally based on a text field. That made no sense to me whatsoever. The function substitute text, old text, new text returns text with any instance of old text substituted with new text, much like the find the replace function in the text editor. Text, 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 text. No ideas. I got nothing. Salesforce includes other functions for working with and formatting text and values. For more information, see formula operators and functions in Salesforce Online Help, or just be thankful that you already have a job as a writer and wonder, why am I trying to do this? Because it seems ridiculously complicated for somebody with my limited brain. Okay, use the text type in formulas. Anybody can become a Salesforce admin. Assign an account rating. Often, formulas using a text return type display information that's hard to quantify. I'm sure it does. You could, for example, use a text formula to determine whether a lead is hot, warm, or cold. We'll write a formula that uses both conditional logic and the ispickval function to return a lead rating. For this example, we rate a lead based on its revenue, country, and source. Hot, annual revenue is greater than 1 million, the country is the United States, and the lead source is partner referral. You need all three of those to be hot. Warm, annual revenue is greater than 1 million, the country is the United States, and the lead source is either purchase list, or web. Well, that's not, I think web would be better than purchase list. Purchase lists are garbage. Cool, the account doesn't meet any of those conditions. Oh, it's outside the US? What, people there don't have money? They don't take pesos? Come on now. The formula uses a series of if and or statements to check these conditions and evaluates the lead source using is pickval. The formula also uses case statement to check country. If the country is US, USA, America, or United States, the case statement returns US. America's a continent. Otherwise, it returns NA, not applicable. A choice tree helps us more easily follow the logical flow of the formula. Okay. This looks easy enough to follow. Annual revenue, if that's true, if it's true, okay, fine. In setup, use the quick find box to do object manager. Should I do this? Yeah, I'll do this. Like seriously blowing raspberries on the computer right now. I hope this video doesn't get very many views. Lead object. I don't think I've ever beatboxed on video before. Fields and relationships, click new, select formula, select next. Field label. Enter rating. Field label name populates automatically. It doesn't really happen automatically. There's little people back there that move the letters over. Return type. Select text and next. I'm actually proud of myself that I need to look for that. That was a little bit of a minor accomplishment. Because I'm going to just click next. And for the field, it's going to be if. Okay. If the annual revenue is greater than $1 million and that contains the case is the country United States, US, America, US, USA, US, 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 NA, US. I have no idea why I did that. Why do I need all those US's? If is pick value lead source partner referral hot. If is pick value lead source purchase web, purchase list. What does that mean again? Is pick value lead web, quote. I have a little person trying to get my attention. That was so cute. Hello. The new formula field rating displays hot, warm, or cold based on lead characteristics. Display an image. Okay. Put the description. Next. And save. And let's go to sales. Bertha Boxer. Lead sources web. There's my reading. It worked. I did that. That's pretty cool. Bertha Boxer, thank you for testing that out for us. Let's see if we can find a country that's not based in the US. State. Oh, there's no state. Maybe this is outside the US. Japan. Cold. It just seems like what? We wouldn't take yen? I don't understand why we do that logic. That logic isn't logical. Display an image with case. Formulas with the text return type are useful for more than just text. You can also use them to display images. Images make information easy to take in at a glance and catch user's eye more than text does alone. Really? Why don't you just tell me an image is worth a picture is worth 1,000 words? Let's write a formula that uses the rating field that you just created to display a lead's rating graphically as 0, 1, 3, or 5 out of 5 stars. The image function takes up 4 arguments. I disagree with you on that, and that, and that. Image URL, alternate text, height, width, displays the image specified by image URL, with the dimensions specified by the optional height with arguments. Why are those called arguments? Couldn't we have picked a better word than that? If the image can't be displayed, the function displays alternate text. If the lead rating is hot, the formula shows 5 stars. Warm, the formula shows 3 stars. Cold, the formula shows 1 star. If the lead rating is blank, the formula shows no stars. Create a formula field with the text return type and image star rating in the advanced formula editor. Under this, create a formula field with the text type. Okay, this is the lead one, right? So let's do that. Text, a formula field with a text return type. See? Little people automatically make that happen. Automatically, they would take umbrage at that. It was a lot of work to make that happen. Let's see Bertha Boxer, if we don't have an image on here. Rating is hot. Wait, oh, rating hot, rating warm. That's confusing. I don't understand. I see no stars. Here's the star rating. Called 1 star. So let's see, why did Bertha Boxer. There it is. Did I miss it the first time? Cool. It worked. Huh. Text examples. This formula uses the billing state province field of a US-based account to classify it as north, south, east, west, or central. If this... Okay. That's cool. I'm in Maryland now. Hey. I'm putting us in the south. Normally I don't think of... I guess it is. So people don't have a cool accent here. The formula embeds a link with a hyperlink function. Generally, hyperlink URL display text target displays the link URL with the display text. The optional target argument determines how the web page displays when the link is clicked. If you leave target blank, the link opens in a new browser window by default. This formula takes the field email and uses it to create a URL. The formula uses find and substitute to find the @ sign in the email address and replace it with everything left of the www period. Substitute email left email find @ email w. See, like, I could read this, but I don't necessarily know if I could take this and make a... Would this be also like a formula? I don't know. Or just like make a formula that did this and then add that to the lead. A text. And a formula field with a text return type. And this would be the formula for it. Common errors with text formulas, converting values to text. I was just looking this over. I'm not sure if this makes sense to me. Like, would I be able to pull in the URL and then, I mean, you can make it's just a hyperlink. Now, let me do some of these. Let's just try this. Let's see if I can get this. Billing state does not exist. You do this one on the account. That works. It was an account object, so we should be able to look at accounts. University of Arizona, details. US region. There it is. That was cool. Okay. So I can just create this and just, I don't understand, like, will this dynamically, like, pull it in? I don't think so. And then this formula takes the field email and uses it to create a URL. So you could do that in a lead or in a contact. You could do that in a contact. So yeah, we don't have right now the website for the contact. So if we were to go over to the contact object, formula field, text type. I'm having fun, okay? Wait. This isn't gonna work. Oh, no, it would work. Because you have an email for the contact. Yeah, that should work. Nada. Why? ¿Dónde está? There, that worked this time. So for Lorna it worked. Let's see if it works for Avi now. Maybe just like needed to reload. Yeah, there it goes. Cool. Okay. Common errors with text formulas. Converting values to text. Make sure you check a field's type before you use it in a formula. For example, a previous Salesforce administrator could have created a custom field that holds the date as a text value. Oh, that's messed up. If that's the case, you can use text or date value to work with the text and date values in tandem. Okay, so you could enter in the date, but just as if it was a text value. So then okay. I'm going to stop for a second. Okay, so I think something just made sense to me, which hasn't made sense up until now. That A custom field. Okay, when you create a custom field in the Salesforce database, you can create it as the type of a field that expects text, or as the type of a field that expects a number. And so even though you put a number into this text type of a space, a text field, the database doesn't recognize it as what's in there. It just knows that that little space is a is just what's it called? It's just, it thinks of it as a text. You might actually put a number in there, but it doesn't know that. And so that's where things get wonky. So, sort of like creating these different areas to store information. Like if you have like a filing system in your own house, and you say, okay, all the spices are going to go behind that drawer, and all of the cereal goes behind that drawer. Like a person could theoretically, it happens, right? Somebody puts their spices in the wrong place, like they just put the salt back right where it goes, like the most openly available spot, and maybe that was in the cereal pantry, on the cereal shelf, and then your salt is next to your cereal. That's really confusing because you would never think to look there, but it is there. So now what are you going to do with it? So, okay. I don't know if that made any sense at all. But whatever, I'm just going to keep going because I felt like that was totally unhelpful. Using helper formula fields is a great way to make your formulas short and easy to understand. A helper field does only part of a larger calculation as referenced by the end of the formula. You can use the helper formula fields with any type of formula, but let's look at an example right now. Let's say you want to write a text formula called case closed custom object, custom formula. That displays the category for a case, green, yellow, or red, depending on how long the case has been open. Normally you might write something like this. If the case is not closed, and today is it 20 days greater than today's date, then say it's red. If the case is not closed and today is a date value is 10 days from the date that it was created, then show yellow, and otherwise show that it's green. You can simplify this by putting the logic for calculating the case's age in another formula field. Let's call this field case age in days. Today's date value. Okay, so you create that field. Then we can rewrite case category like so. If not, okay, cool. So then replacing out the date value, create a date thing, jazz, with just case date and age. Okay, let's do that. So let's go to the object manager, go to the case object, field and relationships. We're going to create a new formula field where the return type is and another formula field The return type here would be a number. And we're going to call this case agent days. Apply. So let's go from sales to the service app. All right, 236. Fine, and now we should be able to do a new field in relationship, and this is going to be a formula, and the return type that I'm going to call this case category. And this is going to be a text. Cool. That was awesome, actually. Okay. Oh, God. That's not intimidating at all. Sales managers have asked for an at-a-glance solution to see the completeness on leads. Create a helper formula field that looks at 5 key fields in the lead object and evaluates their completeness, then a second formula field that references the helper formula and returns an image. Okay, the helper formula field should be on the lead object with the name lead quality helper and the resulting API name of lead quality helper. The helper formula should be in a type of number, so it's a formula but returns a number. The formula should evaluate the following 5 fields: email, phone, company type. Return 0 if blank and 1 if not. The formula should then add the values together and return a total value. Image formula should be on the lead object with the name lead quality and the resulting API name of lead quality. Okay, so this is all helper stuff. And then the image formula should be on the lead object with the name lead quality. I did this for the star thing. The image formula should reference the helper formula and return an image based on the number returned by the helper formula. The image formula should be of type text. Note all these images are already available in your developer edition. Lead layout, page layout. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, so I am stuck here because I can't, I'm trying to do the helper formula. That comes up down here. and I can't figure out how to write this. The value should then add all the values together to return a total value. So I clicked up here on examples of advanced formula fields. So this one looks like that type of formula where you could, if it's got the data, then you add it up, and then that helps you get a picture all together. So I started doing that. But the problem is that industry is a picklist field, and so I can't figure out how to get around that because using an if statement with a picklist for whatever reason doesn't seem to work. So it's looking at the previous unit. Yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, yeah, it's the same page. No, I think I was just at this page, right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand this. I guess what I could do is I could do is pick value and then see what the different options are. If I could do like if is pick value, this stage name close one. So if stage name close one is that, I mean, so on industry I could look up what the industry pick value is. What the options are there. It'd be like if it's this, or this, then 1. If it's blank, then 0. And so, like, I'm just doing this now. If is pick val industry. Some kids singing in the background. And then we could, list them out. That didn't sound good. If is pick value. Pick values. This is on the lead object. So if we go to lead object, no, that's too many. I'm not doing that. All right, so I don't know how to get around this. I don't know how to create this with the industry. So we could just do what I did yesterday. Check for typos in the field names. Why would there be typos? How do you check for typos? No. Well, that would do it. Because then it is blank, and then we just turn industry into a text and take it away from being a pick list. Why could I not figure out how to do that? All right, let's just keep going here. The image formula should be the lead object, lead quality, and resulting API name of lead quality. Formula next. Lead quality. Is this a text type? Create a formula with a text return. Yes, it's going to be text. Okay, and then the image formula should reference the helper formula and return an image based on the number returned by the helper formula. Now, if we completely change how this is all house, and we have to create two fields. Yeah, I got that. Image. Case. So it's looking at case. If it's 1, then that image. If it's 2, then that one. Okay, and we have to make sure this shows up on a layout. Lead page layout. It's field level, and it's on the lead page layout. Okay. Now, I should be able to go to leads. And we have a rating for the star quality. Well, thank you, Trailblazer community. You guys are all awesome. I don't feel like cheating anymore. It's not cheating. It's just using resources. Okay, all done.